All right, sports fans, it's time for another edition of the Sports Couch, a look at area sports through the eyes of a local athlete, coach, or superfan. The Sports Couch is made possible by People's National Bank, a full-service bank with multiple locations throughout Southern Illinois to serve you. People's National Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. And made possible by Mt Vernon Title Company, your real estate closing professionals. When you need real estate closings, title searches, contract for deed, or any other legal real estate document, depend upon Mt Vernon Title Company. Who will be on the couch this morning? Let's find out. On this edition of the Sports Couch, we're going to talk Mt Vernon Rams football with head coach Dan Mings as the Rams went on the road in week number 7 to Granite City. Took their 2-4 record on the road, and really a must-win situation to keep themselves playoff eligible. And they did what they needed to do. They played a good brand of football. Actually, it was a record-setting night for the Rams as they come away with a 42-18 win. And, Coach, you had to have that win. You got it. You took care of business.
We did, and you know what? We're not a terrible football team. Mm-hmm. We're just a really young football team, and I think we ended up in that game. We played. I think we started 9 sophomores on the defensive side, and maybe 10, and on the offensive side, we're banged up and beat up a little bit, but we had we didn't have our starting quarterback there. Mm-hmm. Didn't have our starting B back there, so we had kids playing both ways, and we had kids, young kids going in, and it was 42 points. Just our defense gave up a lot, but granted, you got 9 sophomores playing in a varsity football game. That's going to happen, but they made enough plays to get us the win, and we're really thrilled about it. And then we had another sophomore that broke the school record, and I've had the privilege of coaching most of those kids that are on the list. With the big games, and I coached Dogan, and I did not get a chance to coach Evan Leake, but I coached Dogan and Wheeler and now Jashawn and Navante. I've got the privilege to coach those guys, and this young one, he's pretty special. He really is pretty special. So.
Yeah, we were sitting here talking off mic before we came on the air here, and, in years past, not only this time around, but also when you were at Mt Vernon the first go-around, very seldom did you ever see a sophomore even play in a football game, let alone have 6, 7, 8 of them out there, and to be playing as many sophomores as you are because you have to, and to have a sophomore break a school record for most yardage in a football game, that's pretty incredible.
Well, they're in a pretty incredible group, and like I said, and the 8 seniors that we got out there that are playing, they've given everything to this season. There's not one of them that's not beat up and banged up. Because the seniors, they know what it's like to give the effort, and I think that they're leading by example for the young ones. But you're right, Randy. To win varsity football games is hard enough. When you got a team full of seniors and with experience, it's hard enough to win. And right now we're winning. And we're in every single game that we're in, other than the Ohio game.
Yeah, right.
But, we're in every game. So our talent level is extremely high. And as our experience level grows, we're just going to keep getting better and better and better. And, every game right now is a fight. Every practice is a fight. Everybody's stressed because everybody is trying to maybe reach outside their comfort zone and do things that they probably shouldn't be ready to do, but they're doing an adequate job, and we're doing a lot of good things. We're still, we're going to end up the season over 3,000 yards of offense again. There's not a question that that's going to happen. We're going to have a 1,000-yard rusher again. So a lot of positives are happening, but it is very, very hard coming. Nothing's coming easy. Everything is hard. So, but it will pay off down the road.
And we're sitting here at a very pivotal point of the season. You're now 3-4 with 2 games left on the schedule. Again, they're must-win games if you want to be playoff eligible. Centralia comes to town this weekend. It's homecoming. Big game as the Orphans are playing some really good football this year. No doubt about that. They played really well against Cahokia last week, even though they lost. But, this is a must game. You got to win this one and then worry about Week 9.
Well, I mean, the playoffs is what our goal is. I mean, that's what it is. And we could be one of those rare oddities with 39 or 40 playoff points at 4 wins that we could potentially get in because the schedule that we play is a little bit better than most people's schedules. But to assure yourself to get in, you need to win 5, and to have that winning record. That's always our goal, to have a winning record and get into the playoffs. So, I mean, as far as that goes, this game has, some meaning to it. And it has meaning to them, too, because they have 4 wins.
Right.
So if they win, they're playoff eligible. So, I mean, it just comes down to this is going to be a pretty big game. They're much improved. They're a good football team. They've got a freshman quarterback who I think is probably the best quarterback in our conference. The kid from Cahokia is pretty good, but I think that the Guai boy is probably the best quarterback in our conference. They got a freshman wide receiver, the Bratton kid. He's one of the fastest kids in the state of Illinois. And then, the running back is already over 1,000 yards, and the number 6 receiver, about 40% of their entire offense goes through that young man. So, and they're big up front. I say that every week, but my gosh, I don't know where the Mt Vernon big kids are, but they're not playing football. But it seems like everybody that we go up against, they're just mammoths, 285, 275, 300 pounds. They're just massive individuals. So we're going to have our work cut out for us again. There's no question about that. But we're going to go out and play hard, and that's sort of what I was telling the boys at the end. There's 2 things in this world that I think that you have a chance to control, and that's your attitude and that's your effort. Mistakes are going to happen. In the game of football is usually won by the team that makes the fewest of them. To be honest with you, that's usually what wins and loses football games, is just who makes the least amount of grievous errors. And those things are going to happen as you're learning and growing, but you can control your attitude and how hard that you go at it, and you control your effort. So, those are things that we're focused on. Centralia is going to be what they are. They're, 1,000-yard thrower, 1,000-yard runner, and about an 800-yard receiver. So they can do whatever they want to do. We just have to be able to maybe try to weather a storm and compete the best we can.
It's going to be a big crowd. It's homecoming. Obviously, Centralia will travel well. But again, with the homecoming, it's going to be a big crowd, big stage, and really want to encourage Ram fans to get out.
If there was a game that we ever needed, 3,000 people here stomping on those bleachers and ringing cowbells and making as much noise as possible, it's this one. We do. It's called home field advantage for a reason. So we're hoping for that big crowd. And everybody says, Randy, this is football weather. I don't know, man. The older I get, I like football weather to be in the 70s. But so it's football weather. So come out and enjoy football, right. And dress warm and wear your sweatshirts and do all those things that you need to do. But get here early. Let these boys know that you're here with them. Bring your blankets, bring your sweatshirts. The bleachers are metal. Maybe build a fire out there. Whatever you got to do. I don't know what you got to do. Yeah. But get here. Because 2 reasons. One, it's homecoming, and Centralia. And 2, these boys deserve it. On both sides. Yeah. I'm sure Centralia is going to bring an unheard of crowd down here because they deserve it. And I think that this, being a potential last home game for us this season, it would be nice just to see shoulder to shoulder, and it's a white out. So everybody wear your white T-shirts over your sweatshirts and come out and turn this thing white and have a good time with us.
All right. And again, congratulations on the win over at Granite City, and best of luck this weekend against Centralia, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.